Hello everyone, for Voice of Reason, this is Jake Schwartz. It's November 18th, 2015, and we're coming to you from the DAC Athletic Center here on the campus of Drexel University as the Drexel Dragons dropping a tough one tonight to High Point University, 75-66. Drexel now goes to 0-2 on the season. They'll be back in action right here at the DAC Athletic Center when they take on Monmouth State University. Tough loss again for the Drexel Dragons. We'll talk with their head coach, James Bruiser Flint. He is currently in a press conference right now. When he gets out, we will have him on here at Voice of Reason. He'll talk to us about his background, how he got here to Drexel, and what he plans to do with the 2016 Drexel Dragons, who are still looking for their first win of the season. Hello everyone, for Voice of Reason. This is Jake Schwartz back here at the DAC Athletic Center, and my special guest today is the Drexel Dragon head basketball coach, James Bruiser Flint. Welcome to Voice of Reason.
What's up, boy?
Good to see you, man. I have to shake your hand. I know, again, tough loss tonight, 0-2 on the season, but this is still a long season to go. You've got Monmouth State University coming up this Saturday afternoon. Should be a very good matchup. Always draws a very good crowd like we saw here tonight. Let's talk about where you started, where you came from. I know where you're from, what you're all about. Can you hit us up with a quick rewind?
I mean, you know, I'm a Philly guy, Southwest Philly. Went to Episcopal Academy, played at St. Joe's. So, you know, I was in Baltimore for a couple years, Mass for 12, and I've been here for 15. So happy to be home. Enjoy being home. There's nothing like Philadelphia basketball.
Over the years, you've had some great players, whether it was at Drexel when you were coaching at the University of Massachusetts. I remember as a kid, you were actually featured in the motion picture The Sixth Man. You lost in that game to Marlon Wayans. I remember that movie. That was how bad. How many times did they have to actually do that shot?
It wasn't many, though. I did get an appreciation for acting.
You did?
Oh, because I tell you what. When I did my part, there were like no fans. Like you had to.
Really? I never knew that.
No. There was no fans. It was like you standing there. Referee ran by you a couple times. You had your huddles. I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's a little harder than you think for them guys. So I definitely got a different appreciation of acting. I will say this though. They had me in Vancouver for 5 days. I enjoyed myself.
You were in. I didn't even know that.
That's what we take.
They filmed that in British Columbia. Wow, that must have been very exciting.
So we had a good time.
You know, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was the players and the success that you've had, and you have coached under John Calipari, who is now at Kentucky, and you coached the current coach, Derek Kellogg, who's a personal friend and is also a very well-respected coach at NCAA. What's Derek mean to you?
He was like my son, you know, when he was a player, and you know, we talk all the time. You know, he had a good career, got UMass back in the tournament after they hadn't been in for a long time. But you know, and like I said, he's like a son to me. So we talk a lot. He takes care of my daughter, who's up there in college now, up in Massachusetts. She doesn't go to UMass, but she goes to school right down the street from UMass. So he's done some good things. But you know, it's family, and you know, we always root for him. Hopefully that he does well.
What about the other players that you had over the years? And one of them, I believe, was Jerome Allen, who was across the street for at least close to 7 or 8 years. What is he also like a son?
Well, me and Jerome went to the same high school. He actually played for me.
That's right.
In Biddy basketball in the Sunny Hill.
I remember that.
Him and Jerome, now I'm drawing a blank. Assistant coach for the Sixers now.
Sure. But, Billy Lang, right?
No, not Billy Lang.
I forget. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm getting old now, so you know.
Oh, you're 50 years old. You're 50 years younger, I heard.
But those guys played for me like 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. My high school coach actually told me those guys were my first recruits because I called them up and said, yo, I got 2 little guys that I think would be good for you. You should get them. And those guys went to Gene Burroughs. So Gene Burroughs is a player, and those guys played for Biddy basketball when I was in college.
I definitely remember that. Let's shift gears for a minute. One of the things you're very proud of is the Coaches versus Cancer. I know I'd like you to tell the story about what Coaches versus Cancer means to you, because I know that there's somebody very special in your life that passed away.
Well, my dad passed away from cancer. Gonna be 12 years this year. and he had lung cancer. And I always tell the story about how, when I first came back, they had been doing it for a couple of years, and I just went just because, if there was things to do, you'd be a part of it. But once you get that, once it hits you, and it affects your family, it's a different type of feeling. And Coaches versus Cancer has been great. We take a lot of pride in what we're doing. But, you really don't want people to have that feeling of how it is to have a really close relative die of cancer. And so all of us know we'll do whatever we try to do. So one day, Phil Martelli always talks about this. We have a celebration here with cancer.
Well, he coached you.
Yeah, Phil was the...
Phil is also, he's like a father to you.
He was the assistant
You say
coach.
how many sons you've had, yeah.
He was the assistant coach at St. Joe's in my junior and senior years, so we go way back.
Yeah, the thing, again, we're looking forward to is the season. And now, over 15 years long at least, this has got to be a great time to be a basketball fan, especially down here on 30th Street, because your big rivalry happens to be another team off the street, the private school, the Penn Quakers. And I know you have a lot in common with the new head coach, Steve Donahue. Come whatever your two teams play, what's going to be?
I'm just glad to have to get the series back together. I thought it was a good series for both teams. We had a lot of friends, and a lot of good games, and people look forward to it. We're a block away from each other. So we're just happy. Like I told Steve on plenty of occasions, thanks for coming to the DAC, because it'll only be the second time they've ever come to the DAC and all the times we've played. And thanks for getting the series back.
And when is that game?
December 22nd.
December 12th, Penn versus December 22nd, December 22nd, a few days before Christmas, Penn and Drexel in the 33rd Street Showdown. And we're back here at DAC Athletic Center here at Drexel University, talking with head coach Bruiser Flint. Talk to us about this season. It hasn't been the best of starts. 0-2 once again. You got Monmouth on Saturday. What is the outlook for this team this year? Damian Lee is gone.
We just got to get better in the big clutches of the game. And this year, because of the way they call it, got to make foul shots. So we've lost two tough games in which, we've had our opportunities to win. So hopefully, one, we shoot foul shots better. Two, hopefully we start doing some better things in tough times of the game.
What players do you have that you're going to be really relying on this season?
Tavon Niles is a senior. Kasimbe Abif, he's been hurt a few years. He's back. Ronnie Williams, I think, got a chance to be an all-league player. Those guys got to play well for us. They play well for us, then we'll have a better chance.
Jake Schwartz, voice of reason, back here at the DAC Athletic Center here at Drexel University. It's always a pleasure to be joined by head coach James Bruiser Flint. Don't forget, for more information on our new YouTube channel, visit us at Voice of Reason. Bruiser, as always, we want to thank you. It's good to see you, as always, my friend.
Thank you. You got me on tape also. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Coach Bruiser Flint. For all of us here at Voice of Reason at the DAC Athletic Center, I'm Jake Schwartz. Good night.